Hi everyone, I'm Hales, welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you my mum's wedding dress. Now she made her own dress 50 years ago, and so my parents had just celebrated their golden wedding anniversary. Now I went they had a small party for family in their garden, and then the next day I went back and filmed a short clip with my mum showing you the dress. So I thought you might be interested. She still has it after 50 years and it's in quite good nick, so she's obviously kept that in a box I think in the loft. But I thought I would just show you that, and she's just talking briefly making it. I mean, obviously 50 years ago she doesn't have the pattern or anything like that anymore, but I thought I would just share it with you because you might be interested to get an insight of the wedding dress and sort of styles from the 1970s. She hasn't been on any of my videos before, so she is a little bit serious, but I think that's purely just because I sort of sprung it on her and said, right, I'll come around now and come and film it. So I will cut to that video now. So today I thought I would just show you my mum's wedding dress. So it's my parents' golden wedding anniversary. So it's 50 years and she still has her dress that she made for her wedding. So I thought I would just give you a quick insight into it. And this is my mum Vera here. And I don't know if you want to just tell us a bit about how you made the dress, or you know how it's constructed. Anything you want to say anything about that?
I wanted to make it because I like doing sewing, and I got the material, which is sort of a silky sort of material, but I did the lace on the top to make it look nicer, and the lace sleeves.
Yeah, so it's like a satin, so it goes all the way up, and then it has like the sort of interlined, like the lace. That's right. And it is fully lined if we undo it. So because probably back then it wasn't, invisible zips weren't a thing. I don't know if I can pin it up here. So it is the lapped zip that it goes down, and so you can see here that it's lined, the bodice here is lined. The skirt, no, the skirt part isn't lined, is it?
No, no.
So you've got the lace here, and that hangs, so it's not attached to the zip,
no,
but it is attached round at the waist.
And it's quite fashionable to have like a little train behind you.
Yes, then there's the veil as well, which is the sort of like the sort of net. So there is stitching here, which I can just see on the bottom of the veil, which is sort of like zigzaggy, just to give a bit of a feature there. So it's laid up, and then so this is just attached to a headband with the flowers, so you literally you can just wear that, so it's not a comb or anything, it will just sit on. And obviously the sleeves here as well, they are slightly flared out.
We were married in 1971, and this was quite fashionable to have a flared sleeve on your wedding dress.
So the train goes down, so it's longer than the actual dress.
Yes.
So that then does sit out, but it is attached, so you can't detach it. So I imagine the evening or afternoon reception, you are sort of carrying that train around with you.
Yes.
There is no hook like you have now, or anything to sort of hitch that up on.
Just carried it like this.
So I hope you enjoyed that, and I think it's quite interesting to see the styles of the lace sleeves. Obviously Kate Middleton, when she married Prince William, she had a full-length lace sleeve, so you know, trends do come and go, and it's not terribly dated. I mean, obviously the sleeve is a flared sleeve rather than a fitted sleeve, but other than that you could probably wear that kind of dress now. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now I thought I would just give you a quick sneak peek of my sewing area. If you've been following episodes 1, 2 and 3, you will know that I'm mid-deep in decluttering at the moment, and I started with my sewing space, and so I will show you what my drawers did look like, and I'll put a clip in of how rammed they were. I was having to put my knee against the drawers to push them back in on my Kallax unit. They were so full of stuff, so I thought I would show you where I'm at. I mean, they're not perfect, and I do think they need organising a bit better than what I've done. So I've decluttered the drawers, but I haven't necessarily got a full working system going for organising the drawers, so that will come. But I started with the sewing space, then I hit the kitchen and decluttered absolutely loads out of that, and then I hit my daughter's bedroom cupboard and decluttered absolutely loads of that. So I'm kind of working my way through the house. So I'm decluttering and then I will probably organise. But I thought I'd just show you where I'm at. So I'll start with a pan round. Now, originally I had stuff all over my desk and I had fabric on my chair. Now this is a new acquisition, and this is a letter rack that I've only just recently asked my husband if he'll put on the wall. So we just haven't had time to do that yet. So I've just rested it there, but I was starting a project, and so I'm going to have that so I can slot my current project out. It gets it off my sewing space, and all the pieces like PTS I can just fold. I can just fold and then put them in there, which I thought was the best way of organising it. Now, like I said before, I usually have a clock here. I just take it away when I'm filming, and so as you pan round, oh, I've got the bug zapper plugged in. I meant to move that. But yeah, I have decluttered some of the plants that I had, and so this space, if I can get it into focus, there we go. So it's a lot clearer on this whole area here, and I haven't had, I mean, okay, admittedly I haven't been sewing much lately, but I haven't had a big tidy. It is quite easy to manage for like a tidy as you go. This drawer here was my go-to drawer where I could just dip in and get things, and I will show you what it looked like before. I did have a clear out once and I found 7 unused notebooks. So this is my sewing box. It's just junk. I've actually lost my French curve, which I think, oh there it is. I keep losing this. And this is the after, and it's not perfect because the contents are sort of collapsing on each other because there's actually space. But I will show you what it looks like now. So let me get closer. So as you may recall, I had a gazillion notebooks in here. I do still have a few. I've also kept my puzzle book for the next time I go to the beach. So I have kept that notebook. This one is what I record my monthly makes, which I haven't been making much lately, so there hasn't been much recorded in there, but that I was keeping. This was a brand new present, so I haven't used it, but I have used a couple of post-it notes, and this was my sort of draft copy of things before they go in my monthly makes. And that's it in terms of notepads. I've got rid of all the other ones. I have sewing feet, mask elastic, my thread colour chart, and that's a screen for my light, and that is actually a stencil which I probably don't need anymore. That is it. I then have, oh, one more little notepad, but you know, I'm doing well. I think I did get rid of about 7. So I have my Pritt sticks here. I have my sewing pouch which has pens, pencils, scotch tape, that kind of thing. I've got a tub here with my clips in, and a spare clapper because I had 2 of those. My dad made them, and so I probably should really get rid of that one or pass it on to somebody. And then some fabric glue and some fabric paint, so I put that in a bag so it doesn't leak. And then just a small, see, this is what's happening. So I have a small grid cutter and my French curve. I got rid of my old sewing box, so I now have this big space and I can see everything in there. But obviously every time I put the drawer out, everything just collapses. So I do need some kind of system to operate in that one. The other drawer that I'm going to show you today, because I will probably do a full tour once I've got things up and running, is my patterns. Now this is where I stored my big 4 patterns, and this is now all of my patterns. So I bought these files from Amazon, and then I printed out a copy of what the actual item is, and I tried to get the size chart. Now this is a Sew Over It one, so it has the size chart on the same page as the pattern picture, and then inside, because it has 3 flaps, it holds all the pieces. So I've traced this pattern, so I've got the original pattern and then I've got the trace copies, and then it all stays in there and it doesn't like all slide out. And so then on the side I've then written what it is as well, so when they're in the drawer I can thumb through and see what they are. So some of them, oh, this one's actually in colour, so I don't usually print in colour. So we've got a tilly in the buttons here, and then hopefully, if I've done it right, there we go. the size chart just printed out, and I've got some traced pieces here. So they are all my PDF. I got rid of the old, really old stuff. So that is all my current batch there. Let me just pan back. So that is everything there. This is the Sew Over It ebook that can now fit in, and this is what I'm left with in terms of Big 4. Whereas before this was like 3 deep, just for Big 4, and all my PDFs were in a different drawer. So now all my patterns are in here, and I do have spare files because I bought a pack of 50, so I have empty ones just stored in another drawer, because by decluttering I actually created a lot more space. This is where I had Christmas fabric and some interfacing, and I did speak about boxing it up and putting it upstairs in the cupboard and just having it, but I just had no, that'll be out of sight, out of mind. So everything has either been gone to textile recycling or it's in here. So I've actually found some black interfacing, which for a coat, that was in my daughter's bedroom. So I still have my interfacing, because then it means I do have to go into this to get the interfacing for a project. So I am going into the basket, otherwise it would just sit there festering, I think, and I'll never know what's going on with it. So here are the embroidery threads. Now these originally were in my sort of catch drawer, which is next to where I sew, so that now fits in there. I do have some buttons. I need to put them in with my other buttons actually. They've just been shoved in for now. I've got some clips, so if I wanted to clip together with some paper patterns like PDFs and just clip them together, I don't know if I'm going to use them. I've just put them in there for now, we'll see. These buttons I was given, they're wooden buttons, and again, I haven't used them so far, and so they may get donated, say by Christmas time, if I haven't used them. This is the macrame twine that I had. I was going to make a rope bowl. It was sitting out on my desk. I just found space for it here, and I've got the embroidery hoops. This is my second clapper, and then all my Christmas fabric I've whittled down to this, and I've folded up, and then I had some bias binding which I'd made, so that ties it all together. So that is it. That is all of my Christmas fabric. Everything else went. I just got rid of it all. And then here is my felts. So if I wanted to do any craft, like ornaments, sometimes at Christmas time it is nice to do tree decoration or something like that. I thought I would keep it, and at the bottom I think I have my sewing machine manual, but there's a lot more space, and like I said, if I keep the interfacing in there, it forces me to actually look in this. And so then here I've just kept that all free. I hope you've been encouraged by me showing how I'm going through my decluttering process. I'm still not fully done. I went back in today and got some more things which I was going to keep until Christmas time, and if I hadn't used them I was going to get rid of them. I decided no, I've booked a slot at the recycling centre, and so I thought, you know what, I would try to sell some bits and pieces. Some didn't sell, and some I was keeping to like line a bodice with, but I have a drawer which actually has calico in it, and I've decided I'm just going to keep that for muslins and that kind of thing. So all those like odd size like leftover bits of woven fabrics, they went in the textile recycling bin, which I took down today. So some of the plants have been reduced behind me and on here as well, and so I just feel that I can now start to enjoy my space, and I feel like I don't need all those patterns, all that fabric, and to keep buying and buying. And so I'm hoping that by watching my videos that you will go through patterns, whether you've got duplicates of the pattern, or whether if you've got fabric that you've bought from years ago and you know it's there, but your tastes have changed and you know that you're not going to make that into something. We've got a half-started project which has been half-started for like 3 years or so. My advice is to donate that, to get rid of that. It will free up space for your current projects and your current tastes, and I found it quite freeing to get rid of things, to pass on to people who can then use it and enjoy it, or it's going to be recycled. So I don't have to hold on to things, and I can enjoy the things and be more considered in my purchases. Now, I'm not trying to preach to anybody. If you like to collect loads of patterns, I actually had, and I kept every single pattern for when I started Dress and Learn. learned to do dressmaking. So I felt like I'd bought that pattern, and regardless whether I was going to make it again, it was a collection, because it was almost like look at all these ones I've made, or I've looked and I've bought and that kind of thing. But I've realised I work in a different way now, and I want to be more organised and just free up some space in my head for creativity, and just free up some physical space as well, because I am limited. So if you enjoy all your fabrics and looking through and your patterns, then that's really great. And I'm certainly not saying that everybody should get rid of everything and become a minimalist, but I'm enjoying having a lot less. So I will be filming shortly, hopefully, a sewing space tour of a before and after, so you can see everything in one go. But I thought I'd just give you a sneak peek in a couple of those drawers today. I hope that you enjoyed seeing my mum's wedding dress, and please leave a comment down below if you have made your own wedding dress or a dress for somebody else. I don't know if I'd be brave enough to do that. I did make a dress for a friend to go to her brother's wedding, but it wasn't an official proper gown type thing. That can be quite nerve-wracking. But if you have, please comment down below. And also, if you are decluttering, tell me what you're getting rid of this week. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.